Out of here! Out of my sight!
No! My Betty, I'm gonna die!
Out of my sight!
No!
Oh my God. God help me. Betty, child, dear child, will you wake? Will you open up your eyes? Betty, little one, please.
Uncle, Susanna Walcott's here from Dr. Griggs.
Oh, the doctor, let her come, let her come.
Susanna.
What does the doctor say, child?
Dr. Griggs, he bid me come and tell you, Reverend Sir, that he cannot discover no medicine for it in his books.
Well, then he must search on.
Aye, sir. He has been searching his books since he left you, sir. But he bid me come and tell you that you may look to unnatural things for the cause of it.
No, there be no unnatural causes here. Tell him I have sent for Reverend Hale of Beverly, and Mr. Hale will surely confirm that. I'll have him look to medicine and put out all thought of unnatural causes here. There be none.
Aye, sir. He bid me tell you.
Speak nothing of it in the village, Susanna.
Go directly home and speak nothing of unnatural causes.
Aye, sir. I pray for her.
Uncle, the rumor of witchcraft is all about you. Best go out there and deny it yourself. The parlor's packed with people, sir. I'll sit with her.
And what shall I say to them, that my daughter and my niece I discovered dancing like heathen in the forest?
Uncle, we did dance. Let you tell them that I confessed it. But they're speaking of witchcraft. Betty is not witched.
Abigail, I cannot go before the congregation when I know you have not opened with me. What did you do with her in the forest?
We did dance, Uncle, and when you leaped in so suddenly, she was frightened and then she fainted. And there's the whole of it.
Child, sit you down.
I love Betty dearly. I would never
Now
hurt
look, you
her.
child, I have no desire to punish you. That will come in its time. But if you trap their spirits in the forest, I must know it. For surely my enemies will, and they will ruin me with it.
But we never conjured spirits.
Then why can she not move herself since midnight? This child is desperate. It must come out. My enemies will bring it out. Let me know what you've done there. Abigail, do you understand that I have many enemies?
I know it, Uncle.
There is a faction that is sworn to drive me from my pulpit. Do you understand that?
I think so, sir.
Now then, in the midst of such disruption, my own household is discovered to be the very center of some obscene practice. Abominations are done in the forest.
We're only sport, Uncle.
I saw Tituba waving her arms over the fire when I came on you. Why was she doing that? And I heard screeching and a gibberish coming from her mouth.
She always sings her Barbados songs and we dance.
I cannot blink what I saw, Abigail, for my enemies will not blink it. I saw a dress lying in the grass.
A dress?
Aye, a dress. And I thought I saw someone naked running through the trees.
No one was naked. You mistake yourself, Uncle.
I saw it. Now, tell me true, Abigail. Now my ministry's at stake. My ministry and perhaps your cousin's life. Whatever abomination you have done, give me all of it now. For I dare not be taken unaware when I go before them down there.
There is nothing more to it. I swear it, Uncle.
Abigail, I have fought here 3 long years to bring these stiff-necked people to me. And now, just now when there must be some good respect for me in the parish, you compromise my very character. I have given you a home, child. I have put clothes upon your back. Now give me upright answer. Your name in the town, it is entirely white, is it not?
Why, I am sure it is, sir. There be no blush about my name.
Abigail, is there any other cause than you have told me for Goode Proctor discharging you? It has troubled me that you are now 7 months out of their house, and in all this time no other family has ever called for your service.
They want slaves, not such as I. Let them send to Barbados for that. I will not black my face for any of them.
No, oh, Goody Putnam,
It is a marvel. It is surely a stroke of hell upon you.
Goody Putnam and
How high did she fly? How high?
She never flew.
Why, it's sure she did. Mr. Collins saw her going over Ingersoll's barn and come down light as a bird, he said.
Now look, you Goody Putnam, she never...
It's a providence. The thing is out now. It is a providence.
What's out, sir? What is this you...
Look, her eyes is closed. Look, you, Anne.
Why, that's strange. Ours is open.
Your little Ruth is sick?
I'd not call it sick. The devil's touch is heavier than sick. It's death, you know. It's death driving into them, forked and hooved.
Oh, pray not. Why, how does your child ail?
She ails as she must. She never waked this morning, but her eyes open and she walks, and sees not, hears not, and cannot eat. Her soul is taken, surely.
They say you've sent for Reverend Hale of Beverly.
A precaution only. He has much experience in old demonic arts.
He
and
has
I thought
indeed, and found a witch in Beverly last year, and let you remember that.
Now, Goody Ann, they only thought that we're a witch. And I'm certain there be no element of witchcraft here.
No witchcraft. Now look you, Mr.
Thomas!
Parris.
Thomas, I pray you, leap not to witchcraft. I know that you least of all, Thomas, would ever wish so disastrous a charge laid upon me. We cannot leap to witchcraft. They will hell me out of Salem for such corruption in my house.
Now look you, Mr. Parris. I have taken your part in all contention here, and I would continue, but I cannot if you hold back here. There are vengeful, hurtful spirits laying hands on these children.
But Thomas, you can't.
And tell Mr. Parris what you have done.
Reverend Parris, I have laid 7 babies unbaptized in the earth. Believe me, sir, you never saw more hardy babies born. And yet each would shrivel in my arms the very night of their birth. I have spoke nothing, but my heart has clamored intimations. And now, this year, my Ruth, my only, I see her turning strange. A secret child she has become, and shrivels as though a sucking mouth were pulling on her life too. And so I thought to send her to your Tituba.
Tituba? What makes
Tituba knows how to speak to the dead, Mr. Parris.
Goody Ann, it is a formidable sin to conjure up the dead.
I take it on my soul. But how else can we know what person surely murdered my babies?
Woman!
They were murdered, Mr. Parris. And mark this proof, mark it. Last night, my Ruth were ever so close to their little spirits. I know it, sir. For how else is she struck dumb now, except some power of darkness would stop her mouth? It is a marvelous sign, Mr. Parris.
Don't you understand it, sir? There is a murdering witch among us, bound to keep herself in the dark. Let your enemies make it what they will. You can blink it no more.
Then you were conjuring spirits last night.
Not I, sir, not I. Tituba and Ruth.
Now I am undone.
You are not undone. Look, take hold, sir. And for no one to charge you. Declare it yourself. You have discovered witchcraft.
In my house?
Yes.
In my house, Thomas. They will topple me with this. They will make of it such a contention.
Your garden? We just came to see how Betty is.
Why aren't you home? Who's with Ruth?
Her grandma come. She improved a little, I think. She gave a powerful sneeze before.
Oh, there's a sign of life.
I'd throw no more, Goody Putnam. It were a grand sneeze. Another one like it would shake her wits together, I'm sure.
Will you leave me now, Thomas? I would pray a while alone.
Uncle, you've been praying since midnight. Why do you not go
No,
out there?
I will wait till Mr. Hale arrives.
Look you, sir! Strike out at the devil and the village will bless you for it. Come, speak with them. Pray with them. They thirst for your word, mister. Surely you'll pray with them.
I have no stomach for disputation this morning. I will lead them in a psalm, but let you say nothing of witchcraft yet. I will not discuss it, the cause is yet unknown. I have had enough contention since I came, I want no more.
Mercy, go home to Ruth now, do you hear?
I'm up.
If she starts for the window, cry for me at once.
Yes, Uncle.
There is a terrible power in her arms today.
How is Ruth said?
It's weirdish, I don't know. She seems swelled like a dead one since last night.
Betty? Betty, now wake up now.
Betty! Have you tried beating her? I gave Ruth a good one and it woke her up a bit. Here.
No, he'll be coming up. Now look, you, all of you, if they be questioning us, tell them we danced. I told them as much already.
And what more?
He saw you naked.
What do we do? The whole village is out.
What do we do?
I just come from the town. The whole country's talking witchcraft. They be calling us witches, Abby.
They'll be calling us witches, Abby. You need to tell, don't you?
Abby, we've got to tell witchery's a hanging error. A hanging like they done in Boston 2 years ago. We've got to tell the truth. You'll only be whipped for the dancing. And the other things.
We'll be whipped.
I never done none of it, Abby. I only looked.
Oh, and you're such a good looking, aren't you, Mary Lauren?
Betty, dear, it's Abigail. I'll beat you, Betty! I talked to your papa. I told him everything so that there's nothing.
I brought my mama.
Oh, is you ready? Your mom is dead and buried.
And let me fly. Let me fly,
Oh, no,
Mama.
I talked to your papa. I told him everything. He knows everything.
But you drank blood out of me. You drank blood.
Oh, you will never say that.
But you
Give me
did.
over.
You did. You took the time to kill John Proctor's wife. You drank the time to kill Goody Proctor.
Shut it.
Mama.
Shut it.
Oh, Mama.
Now look, you. All of you. We danced. And Tituba conjured Ruth Putnam's dead sisters. And that is all. And mark this. Let any of you breathe a word or the edge of a word about the other things, and I will come to you in the black of some terrible night, and I will bring a pointy reckoning that will shudder you. And you know I can do it. I saw Indians smash my dear parents' heads on the pillow next to mine, and I have seen some reddish work done at night. And I can make you wish that you had never seen the sun go down. Now you, sit up and stop this.
What's got her? Abby, she's going to die. It's a sin to conjure at
I
night.
say shut it, Mary Warren.
Oh, I was just going home, Mr. Proctor.
Mary Warren, are you foolish? Are you deaf? I forbid you leave the house, did I not? Now why shall I pay you when I'm looking for you more often than my cows?
I only come to see the great doings in the world.
Oh, I'm gonna show a great dude on your arse, girl. Now get going! My wife is waiting with your work.
I must be off. I have a room to watch. Good morning, Mr. Proctor.
Good morning.
She's only gone silly somehow, or she'll come out of it.
So she flies now, huh? Where's her wings?
Oh, John, surely you're not believing that she flies.
The road past my house is a pilgrimage to Salem all morning. The town's mumbling witchcraft.
Oh, posh! We were dancing in the woods last night. My uncle leaped in on us, and well, Betty took fright. She fainted, and that's all.
Dancing in the woods. Have you clapped in the stocks before you're 20, girl?
John, give me a word,
No.
a soft word.
No, Abby. No, I've not come for that.
You come 5 miles to see a silly girl fly? I know you better.
I come to see what kind of mischief your uncle's brewing. Now, please, just put it out of mind.
John, I'm waiting for you every night.
Shh. Put it out of mind, Abby. Look, I'll not be coming for you again. Put it out of mind.
Surely you're sporting with me.
Abby, you know me better.
I know how you clutched my back outside your house and sweated like a stallion whenever I come near. I saw your face when she put me out. You loved me then, and you do now.
Abby, that's a wild thing to say now.
Wild thing may say wild things. I have seen you since she put me out. I have seen you nights.
I've hardly stepped off my farm this 7 month.
I have a sense for heat, John, and yours has drawn me to my window. Do you mean to tell me you've never come to my window?
Perhaps I have.
I know you, John. I know you. I cannot sleep for dreaming. I cannot dream, but I wake and walk about the house as though I find you coming in through some door.
Child.
How do you call me child?
Abby, stop it. Abby, I may come. I may think of you softly from time to time. But Abby, I will cut my hand off before I reach for you again. Do you understand? Now wipe it out of mind. We never touched.
We did.
We did not.
How I marvel how such a strong man may let such a sickly wife.
Not true. You will speak nothing of Elizabeth. You understand?
She is blackening my village. She is telling lies about me. She's a cold snap.
Do you want to whip him?
Beg to her. Let her treat me like I would John Proctor, who put knowledge in my heart. I never knew what pretense Salem was. I never knew about the lying lessons taught to me by these Christian women and their covenanted men. And now you bid me to tear the light from out of my eyes, John. I cannot. I will not. You love me, John Proctor, whenever sitting as you.
No. No.
John.
No.
No, John, pity me.
Stop it.
Pity
Stop
me.
it. Girl, what are you wailing for? What ails you? What happened?
What are you doing to her?
We heard her screaming and suddenly she got and screaming.
The psalm! The psalm! She cannot bear to hear the Lord's name!
No, God
That
forbid.
is a notorious sign of witchcraft. A prodigious sign of witchcraft.
My mother told me that. When I cannot bear to hear the name.
Rebecca, come to her. We're lost. She suddenly cannot bear to hear the Lord's name. There is hard sickness here elsewhere, so please, keep her quiet.
I've not said a word. No one here can testify I said a word. Is she gonna fly again? Here she flies.
Man, be quiet.
What have you done? Pray, calm yourselves. I have 11 children, and I am 26 times a grandma. And I have seen them all through their silly seasons. And when it come on them, they will run the devil bow-legged, keeping up with their mischief. I think she'll wake when she tires of it. A child's spirit is like a child. You can never catch it by running after it. You must stand still. And for love, it will soon itself come back.
All right, that's the truth of it, Rebecca.
This is no silly season, Rebecca. My Ruth is bewildered, Rebecca. She cannot eat.
Perhaps she is not hungered yet. Mr. Parris, I hope you're not decided to go in search of loose spirits. I've heard that promise outside.
A wide opinion's running in the parish that the devil may be among us, and I would satisfy them that they are wrong.
Well, Mr. Parris, then why don't you come out and tell them wrong? Are you our minister, this Mr. Hale? Sir, did you even consult the wardens of the church before you invited this minister here to look for devils?
He is not coming to look for devils.
Then what is he coming for?
There are children dying in the village, Mr. Proctor.
I see none dying, Mr. Putnam.
Pray, John, calm yourself. Mr. Parris, I think you'd best send Reverend Hale back as soon as he comes. This will send us all to arguing again in the society, and we thought to have peace this year. I think we ought to rely on Dr. Griggs now, and good
Rebecca,
friend.
the doctor's baffled.
If so he is, then let us go to God for the cause of it. There is prodigious danger in the seeking of loose spirits. I fear it. I fear it. Let us rather blame ourselves.
How may we blame ourselves? I am one of 9 sons. Putnam seed have peopled this province, and yet I have but one of 8 children that is still left, and she shrivels.
I cannot fathom that.
You think it God's work? You should never lose a child, nor a grandchild either, and I lose all but one?
When Reverend Hale gets here, you will look for signs
No,
of
Mr.
witchcraft
Putnam,
here.
Mr. Putnam, you do not command here. Now, we vote by name in this society, not by acreage.
I have never seen you so worried on our society, Mr. Proctor. I don't think I've seen you at Sabbath meetings since Snow flew.
Oh, for goodness sake. Sir, I have trouble enough. I have to come 5 miles, listen to this man preach nothing but hellfire and bloody damnation. There are many others that stay away from church these days because he hardly ever mentioned God anymore.
Wait, that's a drastic charge.
It's somewhat true. There are many that quail to bring their
I
children.
do not preach for children, Rebecca. It is not the children who are unmindful of their obligations toward this ministry. Where is my wood? My contract provides I be supplied with all my firewood. I am waiting since November for a stick. And even in November, I had to show my frostbitten hands like some London beggar.
You are allowed £6 a year to buy your wood, Mr. Parris.
I am paid little enough without I spend £6 on firewood. The salary, £66, Mr. Proctor. I'm not some preaching farmer with a book under my arm. I'm a graduate of Harvard College.
I am well instructed in mathematics.
Corey, you would look far for a man of my kind at £60 a year. I am not used to this poverty. I left a thrifty business in the Barbados to serve the Lord. I do not fathom it. Why am I persecuted here? I cannot offer one proposition, but there be a howling riot of argument. I've often wondered if the devil be in it somewhere. I cannot understand you people otherwise.
Mr. Parris, You're the first minister that did demand a deed to this house.
I am your third minister in 7 years. I do not wish to be put up like the cat whenever some majority feels a whim. You people seem not to comprehend that a minister is the Lord's man in the parish. A minister is not to be so lightly crossed and contradicted.
Aye.
There is either obedience or the church will burn, like hell is burning.
Oh, can you not go 1 minute without we land in hell? I'm sick of hell, sir.
It is not for you to say what is good for you to hear.
I may speak my part, I think.
What? Are we Quakers? We're not Quakers here yet, Mr. Proctor, and you can tell that to your followers.
My followers?
There is a party in this church. I am not lying. There is a faction and a party.
Against you.
Against him and all authority.
Well, why then? I must find this party and join it.
No, he does not mean that.
Oh, no, Rebecca, I mean it solemnly. I like not the smell of this authority. I have a crop to sow, lumber to drag home. Giles!
Hey,
He says there's a party. Let's say we join this party. He says there's a party.
I've changed my opinion of this man. Mr. Parris, I beg your pardon. I never thought you had so much iron in you.
Wait, thank you, Charles.
It suggests to the mind what the trouble will be among us all these years. Think on it. Why is everybody suing everybody else? I have been 6 times in court this year.
Oh, Giles, is it the devil's work that a man cannot wish you good morning without you clap him for defamation? You're old. You're not hearing as well as you used to.
John Proctor, I only last month collected 4 pounds damages because you publicly said I burned the roof off your house.
I never said no such thing, but I paid you for it. So, I hope I can call you deaf without charge. Now, will you come help me drive my lumber home?
I'll be damned first.
A moment, Mr. Proctor.
What?
What is this lumber you're dragging home, if I may ask?
My lumber from my forest by the riverside?
Haven't we gone crazy this year? What is this anarchy? That tract is in my bounds, Mr. Proctor. It's in my bounds.
In your bounds, I bought that tract of land from Goody Nurse's husband not 5 months ago.
He had no right to sell it. My grandfather's will is clear. The land from the river all the way.
Your grandfather had a habit of willing out things that didn't belong to him in the first place, if I may say it plain, sir.
That's true. He nearly willed away my north pasture, but he knew I'd break his fingers before he set his name to it. John, let's get your lumber home. I feel a sudden will to work coming on.
You load one oak of mine, and you will fight to drag it home.
All right, and we'll win too, Putnam. It's fooling I. Come on. Hey,
Pray, someone take these.
Mr. Hale! Oh, it's good to see you again. Goodbye. They're heavy.
They must be. They are weighted with authority.
Well, you do come
We
prepared.
shall need hard study if it comes to tracking down the old boy. You cannot be Rebecca Nurse.
I am, sir. Do you know me?
It's strange how I knew you. But I suppose you look as such a good soul should. We have all heard of your great charities in Beverly, ma'am.
Do you know this gentleman, Mr. Thomas Putnam, and his good wife Anne?
Putnam! I had not expected such distinguished company, sir.
Does not seem to go so well for us, Mr. Hale. We look to you to come to our home and save our child.
Your child ails too?
Her soul seems flown away. She sleeps and yet she walks.
And she cannot eat.
Cannot eat. Do you men also have afflicted children?
No, these are farmers. John Proctor.
He don't believe in witches.
I never spoke on witches one way or the other, Giles. Now, will you come, please?
No, John, I think not. I have some few queer questions of my own I want to ask this fellow.
Mr. Hale. They say you're a sensible man, sir. I hope you leave some of it in Salem.
Will you look at my daughter, sir? She has tried to leap from the window. We discovered her this morning on the high road, waving her arms as though she'd fly.
She tries to fly.
She cannot bear to hear the Lord's name. Now that is a sure sign of witchcraft.
No. Now let me instruct you. We cannot look to superstition in this. The devil is precise. The marks of his presence are definite as stone, and we must look only for his proper signs and judge nothing beforehand. And I must tell you all that I shall not proceed unless you are willing to believe me if I should find no trace of hell in this.
It is agreed, sir. It is agreed. We will abide by your judgment.
Good then. Now, sir, what were your first warning of the strangeness?
Oh, I discovered her and my niece Abigail and 10 or 12 of the other girls dancing in the forest last night.
You permit dancing?
No, it was secret.
Mr. Parris' slave has knowledge of conjuring, sir.
We don't know that for sure, Goode.
I know it, sir. I said my child, she should learn from Tituba, who murdered her sisters.
Goody Ann, you sent a child to conjure up the dead?
Let God blame me. Not you, Rebecca. I'll not have you judging me anymore. Mr. Hale, is it a natural work to lose 7 children before they live a day?
7 dead in childbirth?
Hi.
What book is that?
What's there, sir?
Here is all the invisible world, caught, defined, calculated. In these books, the devil stands stripped of all his brute disguises. Here, all your familiar spirits, your incubi and succubi, your witches that go by land, by air, by sea, your wizards of the night and of the day. Have no fear now. We shall find him out if he has come among us, and I mean to crush him utterly if he has shown his face.
Will it hurt the child, sir?
I cannot tell. If she is truly in the devil's grip, we may have to rip and tear to get her free.
I think I will go now. I am too old for this.
Why, Rebecca, we may open up the boil of all our troubles today.
Let us hope for that. I go to God for you, sir.
I hope you do not mean we go to Satan here.
I wish I knew.
Come, Mr. Hale, let's get on.
Mr. Hale,
here.
I've always wanted to ask a learned man, what signifies the reading of strange books?
What books?
I cannot tell. She hides them.
Who does this?
Martha, my wife. I wake many times at night and found her in a corner reading of a book. Now, what do you make of that?
Well, that's not necessarily...
It discomforts me. Last night, mark this, I tried to say my prayers, but I couldn't. And then she closed her book and walks out the door. But suddenly, mark this, I could pray again.
Stoppage of prayer. That is strange. I'd like to speak further on that with you.
I'm not saying she's touched the devil now, but I'd admire to know what books she reads and why she hides them. She'll not answer me,
Aye,
you see.
we'll discuss it. Now mark me. If the devil is in her, you will witness some frightful wonders in this room, so please to keep your wits about you. Mr. Putnam, be close in case she flies. Now Betty, dear, will you sit up? Can you hear me, child? I am John Hale, minister of Beverly. I've come to help you, dear. Do you remember my 2 little girls in Beverly?
How could it be the devil? Why would he choose my house to strike?
What victory would the devil have to win a soul already had? It is the best the devil wants. Who better than the minister?
Ah, that's deep, Mr. Parris. Deep.
Does someone afflict you, child? It need not be a woman, mind you, or a man. Perhaps some bird, invisible to others, comes to you. Perhaps a pig, or any beast at all. Is there some figure bids you fly? In nomine Domini Sabaoth sui felique ite ad infernus. Abigail. What sort of dancing were you doing in the forest?
Why, common dancing, we're all.
I think I ought to say that I saw a kettle in the grass where they were dancing.
That were only soup.
Soup? What sort of soup were in this kettle, Abigail?
Why, it were beans and lentils.
Mr. Parris, you did not notice, did you, any living thing in the kettle? A mouse, perhaps? A spider? A frog?
That frog jumped in. We never put it in.
A frog, Abby!
We never put it in.
Abigail, indeed your cousin is dying. Did you call the devil last
No,
night?
I never called her. No. Tituba called him.
She called the devil.
I should like to speak with Tituba.
Goode, will you bring her in?
How did she call him?
I know not. She spoke Barbados.
Did you feel any strangeness when she called him? A sudden cold wind, perhaps? A trembling below the
I
ground?
never saw no devil. Betty, wake up now, Betty.
You cannot evade me, Abigail! Did your cousin drink any of the brew in that kettle?
She never drank
Did you drink it?
No, sir.
Did Tituba ask you to drink it?
She tried.
Why are you concealing? Have you sold yourself to Lucifer?
I never sold myself. I'm a good girl. I did drink in the kettle. She made me do it. She made Betty do it. Abby, she makes me drink blood.
Blood?
My baby's blood? No, chicken blood. I give she chicken.
Woman, have you enlisted these children for the devil?
No, I don't.
Why can she not wake? Are you silencing this child?
I love
You have sent your spirit out upon her, have you not? Are you gathering souls for the devil?
She sent her spirit on me in church. She made me laugh at prayer.
She have hopped and left at prayer.
Abby, you begged me to conjure. She comes to me every night to go and drink blood. No, Abby, no. I'll tell you something. She comes to me while I sleep. No. She's always making me dream corruption. Abby, no. Sometimes I wake and find myself standing in an open doorway. And not a stitch on my body. Abby! I always hear her laughing at myself. It's like tempting me.
Tituba, I want you to raise this child.
I have no power.
You most certainly do, and you will lose her from it now. Why didn't you come back with the devil?
I don't come back with no devil.
You will confess yourself, or I will take you out and whip you to your death.
She must be hanged. She must be down and hanged.
No, please. Don't hang Tituba. Please, no. I tell him I don't desire to work for him.
Who? The devil? Now, Tituba, I know that when we bind ourselves to hell, it is very hard to break with it entirely. Now, we are going to help you tear yourself free. You would be a good Christian woman, would you not?
I serve a good
And you love these little children.
I don't desire to hurt little children.
And you love God,
I
Tituba?
love God with all me being.
Now, in God's holy name and His glory, open yourself, Tituba. Open yourself and let God's holy light shine on you. When the devil came to you, did he ever come with another person? Perhaps another person in the village, someone you know.
Who came with him?
Sir Goode. Did you see Sir Goode with him? Or Osborne?
Was a man or woman playing with him?
What's woman?
What woman? The woman you said? What woman?
It was black dark, and I don't know.
You could see him. Why could you not see her?
He was always running around, carrying on talking.
You mean out of Salem? Salem witches?
I saw.
Tituba. You must have no fear to tell us who they are. Do you understand? We are going to protect you. The devil can never overcome a minister. You know that, do you not, Tituba? You have confessed yourself to witchcraft. And that speaks a wish to come to heaven's side, and we will bless you, Tituba. You are God's instrument, put in our hands to help discover the devil's agents among us. You are selected, Tituba. You are chosen to help us cleanse this village. So speak utterly, Tituba. Turn your back on him and face God. Face God, Tituba, and God will protect you.
God, please protect me. God, please.
Who came to you with the devil? 2, 3, 4, how many?
What's 4? What's 4?
Who? Who are their names? Their names.
Mr. Parris must be killed. Mr. Parris, mean man, no goody man. Mr. Parris, no gentleman. And he made me rise out of my bed and cut your throat! I tell him, I don't hate that man. I don't want to kill that man. But he said, you work for me, Tituba, and I'll make you free. And you won't fly back to Barbados. And I say, you lie, devil. You lie! And he come one stormy night to me. And he say, look! I have white people belong to me. I look, and there was Goody Good.
Sarah Goode.
I said, and Goody Osborne.
Oh, I knew it. Goody Osborne were midwife to me 3 times. I begged you, Thomas, did I not? I begged him not to call her because I feared her. My baby's always shriveled in her
Take
hair.
courage, Tituba. You must give us all their names. How can you bear to see her suffering? Look at her, Tituba. Look at her God-given innocence. Her soul is so tender. We must protect her, Tituba. The devil is out, preying on her like a beast upon the flesh of the pure lamb. God will bless you for your
I
help.
want to open myself. I want the light of God. I want the sweet love of Jesus. I danced for the devil. I saw him. I wrote in his book. But I turned back to Jesus. I kissed his hand. I saw Sarah Goode with the devil. I saw Goody Osborne with the devil. I saw Bridget Bishop with the devil.
I saw George Jacobs with the devil. I saw Goody Hale with the devil.
She speaks. She speaks.
Glory to God, it is broken. They are free.
I saw Goody
Simmer with the devil.
Call the marshal!
Let the marshal bring irons.
What keeps you so late? It's almost dark.
Oh, I were only planting far out to the forest edge is all.
You're done then?
Aye. Farm seeded. Are the boys asleep?
They will be soon.
Pray now for a fair summer, right? Very well today.
I am. It is a rabbit.
What was it? Is it in Jonathan's truck?
No, she walked into the house this afternoon. I found her sitting in the corner like she'd come to visit.
Well, that's a good sign, eh? Just walking in like that.
Pray God. Hurt my heart to strip her, poor rabbit.
It's well seasoned.
I took great care of her. She's tender.
Aye. So I think we'll see green fields soon enough. It's warm as blood beneath the clods out there.
That's well.
If the crop is good, I were thinking I would buy George Jacob's heifer. Would that please you?
I would.
May it please you. Listen.
I know it, John.
Cider?
Aye.
So the farm is it's a continent when you walk it foot by foot, planting seed in it.
It must be.
What say you on Sunday we walk it together? I never seen such a load of flowers before in my life. Massachusetts is beautiful in the spring.
Aye, it is.
Are you sad again?
You come so late, I thought you'd gone to Salem this afternoon.
Well, what business do I have in Salem?
You did speak of going earlier this week.
Well, I thought better of it since.
Mary Warren's there today.
Why did you let her go? You heard me forbid her not go to Salem.
I couldn't stop her.
It is a fault. Elizabeth, it is a fault. You are the mistress of this house, not Mary Warren.
She frightened all my strength away.
Elizabeth, how may that mouse frighten you?
There's no mouse no more. I forbid her go. She raises up her chin like the daughter of a prince and says to me, I must go to Salem, Goody Proctor. I'm an official of the court.
Court? What court?
It is a proper court they have now. They've sent 4 judges out of Boston, she says. Weighty magistrates of the general court, and at the head sits the deputy governor of the province.
The girl is mad.
I would to God she were. There'd be 14 people in jail now, she says. And they'll be tried. And the court have power to hang them too, she says.
No, they'll never
The
hang.
deputy governor promised hanging if they'll not confess, John. The town's gone wild, I think. Mary Warren speak of Abigail as though she were a saint to hear her. She brings the other girls into the court, and where she walks, the crowd will part like the sea for Israel. And folks are brought before her, and Abigail scream and howl and fall to the floor. The person's clapped in the jail for bewitching her.
It's a black mystery.
I think you must go to Salem, John. I think so. You must tell them it is a fraud.
It is. It is, Shirley.
Let you find Ezekiel Cheever. He knows you well. And tell him what she said to you last week in her uncle's house. She said it had not to do with witchcraft, did she not?
She did, she did.
God forbid you keep that from the court, John. I think they must be told.
Aye, they must. They must. It's a wonder that they believe her in the first place.
I would go to Salem now, John. Let you go tonight.
I will think on it.
You cannot keep it.
I know I cannot! They say I will think on it.
Good then. Let you think on it.
Elizabeth, I'm only wondering how I may prove what she told me to be true. If she's a saint now. I think it'd be no easy thing to charge fraud on Abigail, and the town gone so silly. She told it to me in a room alone. I've no proof of it.
You were alone with her?
For a moment.
Why then it is not as you told me.
Elizabeth, for a moment, I say. The others come in soon after.
Do as you wish then.
Elizabeth! No, I will not have your suspicion anymore.
I have no suspicion.
I will not have it.
Then let you not earn it.
Do you doubt me yet?
John, if it were not Abigail that you must go to hurt, would you falter now? I think not.
Now look.
I see what I see, John.
I will not have your judgment anymore, Elizabeth. Now I say, I will think on it. Charging Abigail. Let you look to your own improvement before you go to judge your husband anymore. Now I have forgotten Abigail.
And I.
Oh, spare me! You forget nothing and you forgive nothing. Learn charity, woman. I have gone tiptoe in this house this 7 months. I have not moved from there to there without I think to please you, and still an everlasting funeral marches around your heart. I cannot speak, but I am doubted. Every moment judged for lies as though I walk into a courtroom. Every time I walk into this house.
John, you are not open with me. You saw her with the crowd, you
I
said.
will not plead my honesty.
John, I am only.
No more! No more! I should have roared you down when you first told me your suspicion. But I wilted, and like a Christian, I confessed. As some may dream, I must have mistaken you for God that day. But you are not, Elizabeth, you are not. And let you remember it. Let you look sometimes through the goodness in me, and judge me not, please.
I do not judge you. The magistrate sits in your heart that judges you. I never thought you but a good man, John. Only somewhat bewildered.
Elizabeth, your justice would freeze Bria, you know that. Mary Warren! How dare you go to Salem when I forbid it? Do you mock me? Mary, I'll whip you if you leave this house again, do you understand?
I'm sick. I'm sick, Mr. Proctor. Pray, hurt me not. My insides are all shuddery. I'm in the proceedings all day, sir.
The proceedings? When will you proceed to look after things here, as you are paid £9 a year to do, and my wife not wholly well?
I made a gift for you today, Goody Proctor. I had to sit long hours in a chair, and I passed the time with sewing.
Why, thank you. It is a fair puppet.
We all must love each other now, Goody Proctor.
Aye, indeed we must.
I will clean the house in the morning. I must sleep now.
Mary, is it true there be 14 women accused?
No, sir. There be 39 now.
Why, she's weeping. What ails you, child?
Goody Osborne will hang.
Hang! Hang, you say? And the deputy governor will permit it.
He must. He sentenced her. But not Sarah Goode. For Sarah Goode confessed, you see.
Confess to what?
That she sometimes made a compact with Lucifer and wrote her name in his black book with her blood and swore herself to torment Christians till God's thrown down and we all must worship hell forevermore.
Mary, surely you know what a jabberer she is. Did you not tell them that?
Mr. Proctor, in open court, she near choked us all to death.
How choked you?
She sent her spirit out.
Mary.
She tried to kill me many times, Goody Proctor.
I never heard you mention that before.
I never knew it before. I never knew anything before. When she come into the court, I say to myself, I must not accuse this woman, for she sleep in ditches and so very old and poor. But then she sit there denying and feel a misty coldness climbing up my back, and the skin on my skull begin to creep, and I feel a clamp around my neck, and I cannot breathe air, and then I hear a voice, a screaming voice, and it were my voice, and all at once I remember everything she'd done to me.
Why? What did she do to you?
So many times, Mr. Proctor, she come to this very door, begging bread and a cup of cider, and mark this. Every time I turned her away empty. She mumbled.
Mumbled? Why, she may mumble hungry.
Yes, but what does she mumble? You must remember Goody Proctor last month. Monday, I think. I turned her away. I thought my guts would burst for 2 days after. Do you remember it?
Why, I do, I think.
And so I told that to Judge Hathorne, and he says, Goody Good, says he, what curse do you mumble that this girl must fall sick after turning you away? And he replies, why, your excellence, no curse at all. I only say my commandments. I hope I may say my commandments, says she.
And that's an upright answer.
Aye. But then Judge Hathorne says, recite for us your commandments. And out of all 10, she couldn't say a single one. She never knew no commandments, and they had her in a flat lie.
And so condemned her?
They must when she condemned herself.
But Mary, the proof, Mary.
I told you the proof. It's hard proof, hard as a rock, the judges said.
You're not going to that court anymore, Mary.
I must tell you, sir, I will be gone every day now. I am amazed you do not see what weighty work we do.
Oh, what work you do. It's truly amazing work that a Christian girl should hang old women, Mary.
They will not hang them if they confess. Sarah Goode will only sit in jail for a while, and here's a wonder for you. Think on this. Goody Good is pregnant.
Pregnant? Are they mad? The woman is near to 60.
They had Dr. Griggs come in and examine her, and she's full to the brim, and smoking a pipe all these years, and no husband either. But they'll not hurt her, for they won't harm the innocent child. But be that not a marvel. You must see, sir, it's God's work we do. So I'll be gone every day for some time now. I'm an official of the court, they say, and
Oh. Well, official you, Mary.
I'll not stand for women anymore, Mr. Proctor. The devil is loose in Salem, and we must discover it.
I'll whip the devil out of you, Mary.
I saved her life today.
I am accused?
You are somewhat mentioned, but I said I never seen a sign you ever set your spirit out to hurt no one, and seeing I live so closely with you, they dismissed it.
Who accused me?
I am bound by law, I cannot tell. I hope you'll not be so sarcastical with me no more. 4 judges and the king's deputy sat with us to dinner but an hour ago. I'll have you speak civilly to me from this out.
Go to bed, Mary.
I'll not be ordered to bed no more, Mr. Proctor. I am 18 and a woman, however single.
Do you wish to sit up? Then sit up.
I wish to go to bed.
Good night, then.
Good night.
No, the noose is up.
No, there will be no
She
news.
wants me dead. Are you all...
They dismissed it.
And what if tomorrow she will cry me out until they take me?
Sit down.
She wants me dead,
Sit
John.
down.
You know it.
Sit down, Elizabeth. We must be wise about this. Now listen, fear nothing. I'll find Ezekiel Cheever. I'll tell her that you said it were not for sport.
With so many in the jail, more than that is needed now, I think. Will you favor me with this? Go to Abigail.
And what do I have to say to Abigail?
John, grant me this. You have a faulty understanding of young girls. There is a promise made in any bed.
What promise?
Spoke or silent, a promise is surely made. And she may dote on it now, I am sure she does, and thinks to kill me and then to take my place. It is her dearest hope, John, I know it. There be 1,000 names, why did she call on mine? There be a certain danger in calling such a name. I am no Goody Good that sleeps in ditches, nor Osborne, drunk and half-witted. She dare not call out such a farmer's wife, but there be monstrous profit in it. She thinks to take my place, John.
No, she cannot think
John,
that.
have you ever shown her somewhat of contempt? She cannot pass you in the church, but you will blush.
Well, I may blush for my sin.
I think she sees another meaning in that blush.
What do you see? What do you see, Elizabeth?
I think you'd be somewhat ashamed, for I am there and she's so close.
When will you know me? What? If I were stone, I would have cracked for shame this 7
Go
months.
and tell her she's a whore. Whatever promise she may sense, break it, John. Break it.
Good then. I'll go.
No, how unwillingly.
I will curse her hotter than the oldest sinner in hell. Fear nothing. But pray you begrudge me not my anger.
Your anger.
Am I base? Do you think me so base?
I never called you base.
Then how do you charge me with such a promise that a stallion gives to a mare I gave to that girl?
Why do you anger with me when I bid you?
Because it speaks to saint, and I am honest. I'll plead with you no more. It's clear that your spirit twists around the greatest error in my life, and I will never tear it free.
Tear it free. When you come to know that I will be your only wife, or no wife at all. She has an arrow in you yet, John Proctor, and you know it well.
Good evening.
Mr. Hale.
I hope I do not startle you.
No, it's only that we heard no horse.
You are Goodwife Proctor.
Aye. Elizabeth?
I hope you were not off to bed yet.
No, sir. No, sir, we're just not used to visitors after dark, but you're welcome here. Please, come in and sit.
I will, thank you. Let you sit, Goodwife Proctor.
We drink cider, sir? Oh.
No, it rebels my stomach. I have some further traveling yet tonight. Let you sit, sir. I will not keep you long, but I have some business with you.
Business of the court?
No, I come of my own, without the court's authority. Hear me. I know not if you are aware, but your wife's name is mentioned in the court.
Yes, we know, sir. Our Mary Warren told us, and we're entirely amazed.
I am a stranger here, as you know, and in my ignorance, I find it hard to draw a clear opinion of them that come accused before the court. And so, this afternoon, and now tonight, I go from house to house. I come now from Rebecca Nurse's.
Rebecca's charged.
God forbid such a one be charged. She is, however, mentioned somewhat.
You will never believe, I hope, that Rebecca trafficked with the devil.
Woman, it is possible.
Sir, you surely cannot believe that.
This is a strange time, mister. No man may longer doubt the powers of the dark are gathered in monstrous attack upon this village. There is too much evidence now to deny it. You will agree, sir?
I have no knowledge in that line, sir. I find it hard to believe that such a pious woman could be a devil's bitch after 70 years of good prayers. Sir.
Aye, but the devil is a wily one. You cannot deny it. However, she is far from accused, and I know she will not be. I thought, sir, to come and put some questions as to the Christian character of this house, if you'll permit me.
I have no fear of questions here, sir.
Good then. In the book of record that Mr. Parris keeps, I note that you are rarely in church on Sabbath day.
No, sir, you're surely mistaken.
Only 26 times in 17 months? I must call that rare. Will you tell me why you are so absent?
Mr. Hale, I did not know I needed to account to that man before I come to church or not. My wife, she was sick this winter, you see.
So I am told. But you, mister, why could you not come alone?
I surely did when I could. And when I could not, I prayed here in this house.
Mr. Proctor, your house is not a church. Your theology must tell you that.
Aye, it does, sir. It also says that a minister can pray to God without there be golden candlesticks upon the altar.
What golden candlesticks?
Ever since we built the church, sir, there have been pewter candlesticks upon the altar. Francis Nurse made them, and a sweeter hand never touched the metal. But then, Parris come along, and for 20 weeks, he preached nothing but golden candlesticks until he had them. Now, sir, I labor the earth from the dawn of day until the blink of night, and I'll tell you true. When I look to heaven, and I see my money glaring at that man's elbows, it hurt my prayer, sir. It hurt my prayer. I think sometimes the man dreams cathedrals, not clapboard meeting houses.
And yet, mister, a Christian on Sabbath day must be in church. Tell me, you have 3 children.
Aye, boys.
How come it that only 2 are baptized?
I like not the idea that Parris lay his hands on my baby. I see no light of God in that man, and I'll not conceal it.
Mr. Proctor, I must say that is not for you to decide. The man's ordained. Therefore, the light of God is in him.
What is your suspicion, Mr. Hale?
No, No, I have...
I nailed the roof upon that church. I hung the door.
Did you? That's a good sign then.
Mr. Hale, I may have been too quick to bring the man to book. But, sir, you cannot think that we desired the destruction of religion in this house, and I think that is in your mind, is it not?
There is a softness in your record, sir. A softness.
I think maybe we have been too hard with Mr. Parris. I think so. But sure, we never loved the devil here.
Do you know your commandments, Elizabeth?
I surely do. There be no mark of blame upon my life, Mr. Hale. I am a covenanted Christian woman.
And you, mister?
I surely do, sir.
Let you repeat them, if you will.
The commandments, sir.
Aye?
Thou shalt not kill.
Aye.
Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's belongings, nor make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord in vain. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Thou shalt honor thy mother and father. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
You have said that twice already, sir.
Adultery, John.
Mr. Hale, between the two of us, we surely know them all. I think that'd be a small fault.
Theology, sir, is a fortress. No crack in a fortress may be accounted small.
Mr. Hale, there is no love for Satan in this house.
I pray it. I pray it dearly. I'll bid you good night, sir.
Good night, sir.
Mr. Hale, do you think you are suspecting me somewhat, are you not?
Goody Proctor, I do not judge you. My duty is to add what I may to the godly wisdom of the court. I pray you both good health and good fortune. Good night, sir.
Good night.
I think you must tell him, John.
What's that?
Will you tell him?
Mr. Hale, I have no witness and I cannot prove it except my word be taken. But I know the children's sickness had naught to do with witchcraft.
Not to do
Mr.
with...
Parris discovered them sporting in the woods. They were startled and took sick.
Who told you this?
Abigail Williams.
Abigail.
Aye.
Abigail Williams said it had not to do with
She
witchcraft?
told it to me the day you came, sir.
Why did you keep this?
Because I didn't know until tonight the world had gone so daft with this nonsense.
Nonsense? Mister, I have myself examined Tituba, Sarah Goode, and numerous others that have confessed to dealing with the devil. They have confessed it.
And why wouldn't they if they should hang for denying it, sir? There are those that will confess to anything before they hang. Have you not thought of that?
I have. I have indeed. And you? Would you testify to this in court?
Well, I hadn't reckoned with going to court, but if I must, I will.
Ah, you falter there.
No! I falter nothing. But I do wonder if my story will be accredited in such a court. I do wonder it, sir. When such a sensible man such as yourself could suspicion a woman who has never lied. My wife cannot lie. The world knows she cannot lie. Now, I may falter, mister. I'm no fool.
Proctor, let you open with me now, for I have heard a thing that troubles me.
What?
It said you hold no belief that there may even be witches in the world. Is that true,
I
sir?
don't know. I may have said that. I don't know. I have wondered if there be witches.
You do not believe?
No, sir. I have no knowledge in that line. Now, the Bible says there be witches, and I do not deny them.
And you, woman?
I cannot believe it.
You cannot.
Elizabeth, you be weak.
I cannot think the devil may own a woman's soul, Mr. Hale, when she keeps an upright way as I have. I am a good woman, and I know it. But if you think that I may do only good work in the world and yet be secretly bound to Satan, then I must tell you, sir, I do not believe it.
But woman, you do believe that there are witches
If you
in...
think that I am one, then I say there are none.
You surely do not fly against the gospel.
No. She believed the gospel, every word of it, sir.
Question Abigail Williams about the gospel
Sir,
myself.
she does not mean to fly against the gospel. This is a Christian house, sir. A Christian house.
God keep you both. Let the third child be quickly baptized, and go you, without fail, each Sunday into Sabbath prayer. Keep a solemn, quiet way among you. I think
John!
that...
Giles, what's the matter?
They take my wife and Rebecca nurse.
Rebecca's in jail?
John, Cheever come and take her in his wagon. We've only now come from the jail and they won't let us in to see them.
It's surely gone wild now, Mr. Hale.
Reverend Hale, can you not speak to the deputy governor? I'm sure he mistakes them for witches.
Pray, calm yourself, Mr. Nurse, please.
My wife is the very brick and mortar of the church, Mr. Hale. And Martha Corey, there cannot be a woman closer yet to God than Martha.
How is Rebecca charged, Mr. Nurse?
For murder she is charged. For the murder of Goody Putnam's babies. What am I to do, Mr. Hale?
Believe me, sir, if Rebecca Nurse be tainted, then nothing's left to stop the whole green world from burning. Let you rest upon the justice of the court. The court will send her home. I know it, sir.
You cannot mean she will be charged in court.
Sir, how can such a woman murder children?
Man, remember, until an hour before the devil fell, God thought him beautiful in heaven.
I never said my wife were a witch, Mr. Hale. I only said she were reading books.
Mr. Corey, exactly what complaints were made on your wife?
That bloody mongrel Walcott charged her. You see, he bought a pig of my wife 4 or 5 years ago, and the pig died soon after. So he come dancing in for his money back. So my Martha, she says to him, Walcott, if you haven't the wit to feed a pig properly, you'll not live to own many, she says. Now, he goes to court and claims that from that day to this, he cannot keep a pig alive for more than 4 weeks because my Martha bewitched them with her books.
Good evening. Good evening to you, John Proctor.
Good evening, Mr. Cheever.
Good evening, all. Good evening, Mr. Hale.
Mr. Cheever, you're not coming on business of the court, are you?
I do, Proctor. I'm clerk of the court now, you know.
Oh, it's a pity, Ezekiel, that an honest tailor might have gone to heaven, must burn in hell. You'll burn for this, do you know that?
You know yourself
Yeah.
I must do as I'm told. You surely know that, Giles. And I'd as lief you not be sending me to hell. I like not the sound of it, I tell you, I like not the sound of it. Now, believe me, Proctor, how heavy be the law, all its tonnage I do carry on my back tonight. I have a warrant for your wife.
You said you were not charged!
I know nothing of it. When was she charged?
I'm given 16 warrant tonight, sir, and she is one.
Who charged her?
Why, Abigail Williams charged her.
On what proof? What proof?
Mr. Proctor, I have little time. The court bid me to search your house, but I like not to search a house. So, will you hand me any poppets your wife may keep here?
Poppets!
I never kept no poppets, not since I were a girl.
I spy a poppet, Goody Proctor.
Wait, this is Mary's.
Would you please to give it to me?
Has the court discovered a text in poppets now?
Do you keep any others in this house?
No, this one neither until tonight. Now what signifies a puppet?
Why, a poppet may signify. Now, woman, will you please to come with me?
No, she will not. Fetch Mary. Right
No, I'm forbid to leave her from my sight.
You will leave her out of sight and leave her out of mine. Fetch Mary now, Elizabeth.
What signifies a poppet, Mr. Cheever?
Why, they say it may signify that she... Why, this.
What? What's there?
Why, it is a needle. Willard, it is a needle.
What signifies a needle?
Why, this go hard with her, Proctor, this... I had my doubts, Proctor, I had my doubts. But here's calamity. You see it, sir, it is a needle.
Why, what meaning has it?
The girl, the Williams girl, Abigail Williams, sir. She sat to dinner in Reverend Parris's house tonight. Without word nor warning, she falls to the floor.
like a struck beast, he says, and scream to scream that a bull would weep to hear. And he goes to save her, and stuck 2 inches in the flesh of her belly, he draw a needle out, and demanding of her how she come to be so stabbed, she testified, be your wife's familiar spirit pushed it in.
She stuck that needle in herself, Mr. Hale. You are not taking this for proof, are you?
'Tis hard proof. I find here a poppet Goody Proctor keeps. I have found it, sir. And in the belly of the poppet a needle stuck. I tell you true, Proctor, I never warranted to see such proof of hell. And I bid you obstruct me not, for I am now...
Mary, come here. Come here now. Come. Mary. Now, how did this puppet come to be in my house?
Why, I think it is mine.
It is your puppet, is it not?
It is.
There, sir, there. Beat him out.
Mary, a needle had been found inside this pocket.
Why, I meant no harm by it.
Now, Mary, you stuck that needle in yourself, didn't you?
I believe I did.
You stuck that needle in, did you not?
I did.
There, see? Sir.
Child, you are certain this be your natural memory? May it be perhaps that someone conjures you even now to say this?
Conjures me? Why, no, I'm entirely myself, I think. Let you ask Susanna Walcott. She saw me sewing it in court. Ask Abby. Abby sat beside me when I made it.
There, see, sir? Surely your mind is made up now. Bid him out of my house right now.
Mary,
What signifies a needle?
you charge a cold, cruel murder on Abigail.
Murder?
Abigail were stabbed tonight. A needle were found
she
stuck
charges
into
me?
her belly.
What? That girl is murder. She must be ripped out of the world.
You heard that, sir. Ripped out of the world. Willard, you heard it.
Get out of my house.
You dare not touch the warrant.
Out of my house.
You read the deputy governor's warrant.
Proctor,
You get out of my house, too. You're a broken minister.
Proctor, if she is innocent...
If she is innocent! Why do you never ask if Parris be innocent? Or Abigail? Are the accusers always holy now? Were they born this morning as clean as God's fingers? I'll tell you what's running in Salem. Vengeance is running in Salem. We are what we always were here in Salem, but now the crazy little children are jangling the keys to the kingdom. And common vengeance writes the law. This warrants vengeance, sir. I will not give my wife to vengeance.
Oh, go, John.
No, you will not.
Proctor! Out! John! I have 9 men outside. You cannot keep her. The law binds me, John. I cannot budge.
And you will say her take.
Proctor, if she is innocent...
Conscious violent. God will not let you wash your hands of this.
John, I think I must go with them. Mary, there's bread enough in the morning. You will bake in the afternoon. Help Mr. Proctor as you were his daughter. You owe me that and much more. When the children wake, speak nothing of witchcraft, it will frighten them.
I will come for you. I will surely come soon.
John, bring me home soon.
Elizabeth, I will fall like an ocean upon that court. Fear nothing.
I will fear nothing. Tell the children I've gone to visit someone sick.
Your chain, you understand? Take those chains off her, damn you!
And yet, fraud, minister! It's fraud, you know it is fraud. What keeps you mad?
Willard! I will pay you, sir! I will surely pay you!
In God's name, John, I cannot budge. I must chain them all. Now, let you keep inside this house till I am gone. Man, are you blind?
Proctor, charity! Proctor Charity, what I have heard in her favor, I will not fear to testify in court. I cannot judge her, guilty nor innocent. I know not, only this consider. The world goes mad, and it profit nothing. You should lay the cause to the vengeance of a little girl, sir.
You. Coward. You may be ordained in God's tears, but you are a coward.
Proctor, I cannot thank God being provoked so grandly by such a petty cause. The jails are packed. Our greatest judges sit in Salem now and hangings promised. Man, we must look to cause proportionate. Were their murder done, perhaps, and never brought to light? Abomination? Some secret blasphemy that stinks to heaven? Think on cause, man, and let you help me to discover it, for there is your way. Believe me, there is your only way when such confusion strikes upon the world. You men counsel among yourselves. Think on your village and what may have drawn from heaven such a thundering wrath upon you all. We shall pray God open up our eyes.
I never heard no murder done in Salem.
Leave, Francis, please leave me. John, tell me, are we lost? Just go now, Giles. We'll speak in the morning.
Let you think on it, and we'll come early, eh?
Go now, just go.
Good night.
Mr. Proctor, very likely they'll let her come home when safe and proper evidence.
You're going to that court with me, Mary. You'll tell it to the court, do you understand me?
I cannot charge murder on Abby.
You will say how that puppy came to be in this house and who stuck that needle in.
I cannot do it. She'll throw it on me. I will charge lechery on you, Mr. Proctor.
She sold you.
I have known it. She'll ruin you with life.
Good then. Assuming this is done with, we'll slide into our pit together. You'll tell what you know to the court, Mary.
I cannot do it.
Mary! My wife will not die for me. I will bring your guts into your mouth. But their goodness will not die for me. Do you understand?
I cannot do it.
Let's make your peace, Mary. Now that heaven and hell grapple on our backs, and all our own pretense rip away and make your peace.
I cannot.
Peace. It is a providence and no great change. We are what we always were at Salem. But make it. Well, make it now. And wait.